Now we start the program, sir. Over to cooperate him.
A delightful afternoon to one and all present here. Words may inspire, but action creates change. Prayer is a man's greatest power. Let me invoke the session with the blessings of God. Over to admin for prayer song.
கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. எங்கும் நிறைந்தோனே எல்லை இலாதானே, எங்கேயும் எப்போதும் என் குலம் காப்பவனே. நெஞ்சம் துணிய துணையாய் வருவாய், நேர்மறை உணர்வுகள் பெருகிடச் செய்வாய். உடலில் உறுதியை பெரிதாய் தருவாய், உனை உணரும் அறிவை என்னுள்ளருள்வாய். சுற்றமனைத்தும் காப்பவனே, செய்தொழிலில் ஏற்றம் தருபவனே, எடுத்த செயலில் வெற்றி கொடு, என் ஆற்றல் பெருகிட அருளை கொடு. கருவாக்கி உருவாக்கி எனையாண்டு காத்தருளும் இறைவா நன்றி. வல்லமை தந்து நீ வளர்ச்சி கொடு, அகத்திலும் புறத்திலும் மலர்ச்சி கொடு. வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, வளர்ச்சி கொடு, மலர்ச்சி கொடு.
Thank you all. We are virtually gathered here for an executive interaction program on the topic, the new age skills required for budding manager. I would like to call Mr. Jayakumar, first MBA, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, Mr. Jayakumar.
Good afternoon to one and all present here on this wonderful occasion. I would like to welcome all of you for this executive program, interaction program on the topic new age skills required for budding managers. Leader inspire people want to do something. Manager hold people accounting to for something. It's our pleasure to welcome our such manager, Mr.N.Lakshminarasimhan, General Manager, P&HR, Breaks India Private Limited, Chennai. The resource person of today's talk, we welcome you, sir. Principals are the person who build the principles among the student. I would like to welcome our beloved and principal, founder and principal, Dr. E.S.S. Srinivasan, sir, Knowledge Institute of Technology, to this program. We welcome you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our respected Vice President, Principal, Dr. K. Visagavel, sir, Knowledge Institute of Technology. Welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, happy to join.
Welcome you. Thank you, sir. I would like to welcome our respected Sir Dr. P. Rajendra, sir, Director, PAT, Placement Officer, Knowledge Institute of Technology. Welcome you, sir. Heartily welcome.
Thank you. Very pleasure to join this meeting.
The best way to predict your future is creating it as like the best way to develop your future in researching it. Yes, I would like to welcome Dr. P. Suresh Kumar, sir, Mentor and Director, Research and Development, Knowledge Business School. We welcome you, sir. Hope is the pillar that helps us. The world director is the pillar that holds education. I would like to welcome our beloved and director, sir, Dr. A. Stephen, sir, Knowledge Business School. We welcome you, sir. Heartily welcome you, sir. and heartily welcome our Mr. N.C. Balachandra sir, Senior Placement Consultant for Knowledge Institute of Technology and Business School. We welcome you, sir.
Very happy to join you.
Thank you, sir. Last but not least, I sincerely welcome our respected faculty members, supporting staffs, and my dear friends. Once again, I welcome all of you. Over to Sudarshan. Thank you.
Excellent, Pa. Excellent. You spoke well.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Jaykumar. Now I would like to call Ms. Dharani, first MBA, for the Chief Guest introduction. Over to you, Ms. Dharani.
Thank you, Sudarshana. Happy afternoon to everyone. I extended a warm welcome to all those who are present here for Executive Interaction Program on the topic of new age skills required for budding manager. I find immense pleasure in introducing our respected Chief Guest, Mr.N.Lakshminarasimhan, who is a General Manager, TNHR, Brakes India Private Limited, Chennai. He having a 30 plus years of experience, technical training in the field of tool and die making, tool and die designing, tool and mold manufacturing, brake manufacturing, skill development initiatives, learning and development, SHE management, quality system standards, manpower planning and recruitment, employee motivation and talent lifecycle management. He conducted technical training to 175 tool and die makers during the period 1987 to 1994 at NTTF. He also produced 50 entrepreneurs in the field of tool and die makers and having their industries at Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai and Chennai. Two of them are having industries at Australia. He played the leadership role in developing, establishing and successfully running skill development centers in Brakes India. He also an internal trainer for their employees, conducted technical and behavioral program and involved in training process in the company across India for past 25 years. He also doing industrial representative in academic council and board of studies members in 6 colleges. He has conducted 60 sections through online for various colleges India during the last 6 months on various platforms. We are really thankful to him for taking the time out of his busy schedule. I ensure the program will be profitable and the next few hours will be enjoyable for everyone. Thank you. Over to you, Sudarshana.
Thank you, Ms. Dharani. I request all the participants to switch on their camera for photo session.
Still, many are not yet switched on.
Please, all of you switch on. It's a kind request.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Over to Comparing Team.
Thank you all. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. With these words, I'm glad to invite our director, sir, Dr. A. Stephen, for the director address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very much pleased to invite all the participants for the Executive Interaction Program titled The New Age Skills Required for Budding Managers by the Chief Guest, Mr.N.Lakshminarasimhan sir, General Manager, Personnel and HR, Brakes India Private Limited, Chennai. We welcome all the participants for the Executive Interaction Program. First and foremost, let me have the privilege of welcoming our Chief Guest once again for the webinar at KBSS of Knowledge of Technology. Dear students, you must get to know the topic in a better way. The new age skills required for a budding manager. That is very, very important. We all should understand what the company expects from the managers, budding managers. That is very important. When the title meant new age, it means the change in times, change in situations, change in context, change in national and international scenario. In these changing times, what are the skill sets required by the manager is a topic Mr. Lakshminarasimhan sir is going to address. we all know about Breaks India Private Limited is a wonderful organization. எப்படி எம்ப்ளாயீஸ்லாம் இன்ஃபோசிஸ்ல ஒர்க் பண்ணா பெருமையா இருப்பாங்களோ, விப்ரோல ஒர்க் பண்ண பெருமையா இருப்பாங்களோ, அதே மாதிரி சேம் அண்ட் கிரேட்டர் கிரெடிபிலிட்டி the Breaks India Private Limited has got. The Breaks India Private Limited is a part of TVS Group, $6 billion TVS Group, started in the year 1962, having 3,000 employees around. The company has got the history of 50 years. One thing important is that the Breaks India Private Limited is the largest brake system suppliers in India. They have an excellent R&D center. They also granted TPM Special Award for Manufacturing Excellence by the Japan Institute of Plant Maintenance. Not only internal supplies, they also export brakes to many of the other countries like USA, Europe, and Japan. இந்த அளவுக்கு எக்ஸலன்ஸ் அச்சீவ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க மேனுஃபேக்சரிங். தேர் நம்பர் 1 suppliers of brakes in India. They also export அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்போது we all should understand how wonderful the human capital is அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம பார்க்கணும். They have a very good, capable and motivated workforce. They also have a skill development centers. நம்ம சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் தான் is one of the key designer for the skill development centers. அவங்க எப்படி எம்ப்ளாயிஸை ட்ரெயின் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, they train the employees, they develop the employees to achieve their personal goal as well as the organizational goal. That there are two part of human life, personal goal and organizational goal. அது ரெண்டு மேட்ச் பண்ற அளவுக்கு எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் வளர்க்குறாங்க அப்படின்னா, இட்ஸ் அ கிரேட் wonderful work by Breaks India, especially HR managers. Such is the prominence of the company. When it comes to the chief guest, நம்ம என்ன சந்தோஷப்படலாம்னா, சார் has done MBA in HR and as well as PG diploma in personal management and labor relations. அது மட்டும் இல்ல, சார் is a certified assessor in emotion intelligence and personal profile analysis, my MSAS Thomas Assessment International. 30+ years of experience சார் கெயின் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. கண்டிப்பா அவர் பேசுற ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தைகளும் அந்த 30+ years of experience ஒரு சம்மரியா நம்மளுக்கு எடுத்து காட்டுவார். நம்ம ஒரு புக் சம்மரி படிக்கிற மாதிரி தான் அவரோட ஸ்பீச் இருக்கும் அப்படின்றத நான் தைரியமா தெரியப்படுத்துறேன். எப்பவுமே நம்ம மனசுல ஒண்ணு இருக்கும், ஆர் வி ஆல் த ஜாப் ப்ரொவைடர்ஸ் ஆர் ஜாப் சீக்கர்ஸ்? நம்ம வேலையை தேடி போக போறோமா இல்ல வேலையை உருவாக்க போறோமா அப்படின்ற கொஸ்டின் நம்ம மனசுல எல்லாமே இருந்துட்டு இருக்கும். சில பேர் நினைக்கலாம் எடுத்தோம் வேலைக்கு போகலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, சில பேர் நினைக்கலாம் இல்ல பிசினஸ் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம், இல்லையா 2 வருஷம் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு பிசினஸ் பண்ணலாம். இந்த மாதிரி தாட் ப்ராசஸ் நம்ம மனசுல இருக்கும். ஆனா ஒரு சர்ப்ரைசிங் விஷயம் அப்படின்னா, சார் as a head HR, சார் has molded 50 entrepreneurs. ஓகே, ஒரு மோல்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. They have industry in Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, Chennai. அது மட்டும் இல்லாம 2 industries in Australia. Even though Sir is an HR manager, வந்து entrepreneurship மோல்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. We also in KBSS focus on employment creation and also the providing job. எம்ப்ளாயரா அவருக்கு அனைத்து முயற்சியும் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். கண்டிப்பாக சாரோட பேச்சு எல்லாமே ஒரு சார்ந்து இருக்கும் அப்படின்ற நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு. சார் இஸ் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள் ஃபார் டிசைனிங் அண்ட் கிரியேட்டிங் ஸ்கில் டெவலப்மெண்ட் சென்டர்ஸ். இந்த லாஸ்ட் 6 monthsல பாத்தீங்கன்னா, சார் இஸ் கண்டக்டட் 80 webinar sessions for all the college students. பார்த்துக்கோங்களேன், அந்த அளவுக்கு பிஸி ப்ரொஃபைல் இருந்தாலுமே ஷேர் earmarks certain time as a institutional social responsibility. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கு அவரோட நாலேஜை ஷேர் பண்ணும் அப்படின்ற எண்ணம் இருக்கனால தான் he creates his own time within 24 hours a day. அது மாதிரி பார்க்கும்போது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. Once again, sir, we welcome you for the webinar at KBSS on the topic the new age skills required for budding managers. As a director of the institution, Knowledge Business School, let me share a few words about the institution. Knowledge Institute of Technology was started in the year 2009, and 2011 Knowledge Business School was started. Dr. P.S. Srinivasan sir is the founder, secretary and principal of Knowledge Institute of Technology. Number principal sir pathina IIT alumnus, gold medalist. He visited many of the foreign countries. Angala education eppadi irukku அப்படின்ற மெத்தட் பார்த்துட்டு வந்து he started a similar institution. என்ன மாதிரி மாடல்னா, நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி கல்ச்சருக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி ஒரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. சார் has received best principal award in the year 2016 by IST New Delhi. When it comes to Knowledge Business School, I would like to say a few uniqueness. In what way we are different அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு we have a industrial, apart from excellent faculty in KBSS, we have industrial mentors. Industrial mentor அப்படின்னா we have industry executives handling our subjects for MBA students. உதாரணத்துக்கு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we have a chartered accountant handling financial management for paper for our MBA students. அதே போல psychologist, okay, he is taking organizational behavior for students. அதே மாதிரி column writer in Tamil Hindu taking marketing management students. அதே போல leading HR professional in top position handling HR paper. இதெல்லாம் என்ன ஒரு எடுத்துக்காட்டுது அப்படின்னா what industry requires அப்படின்ற விஷயத்தை ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸா இருக்கும் போதே KBSS provides you that inputs so that you become well placed and also you will be a good job provider அப்படின்ற அர்த்தத்துல. And also we have a experiential learning. Entire morning we have a conceptual learning. Afternoon பார்த்தீங்கன்னா experiential learning. When we meant experiential learning, post lunch we start the session with the newspaper analysis. We have a company presentation, sectoral presentation, group discussion, personal interview, and just a minute presentation, market survey. All these activities will give the skill sets required by the market and business to you as a student. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் we have internship and placement, 5 months of internship placement. Even in the first year, our MBA students are doing internship in GoFrugal, Chennai, NPS Consulting, Bangalore, and Opsol Technologies, Canada. அந்த மாதிரி கம்பெனிலாம் இன்டர்ன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. கண்டிப்பாக what are the things you study as a theory, what are the inputs you get from industrial mentors, you put into practice in this 5 months of internship in the company. அது போல தான் உங்க நாலேஜ் அதிகப்படுத்திக்கிறீங்க. கண்டிப்பாக I would like to conclude by saying that Knowledge Business School, okay, in Salem and Namakkal, we stand first in TANSET admissions in government quota in the year 2020. When it comes to Kongu region, we stand at 12th ranking, and when it comes to state of Tamil Nadu, we stand at 26th position among self-financed engineering colleges and government quota admissions. All this reflects the students' choice and parents' choice. Kandipaga, this session will be we will give a lot of input to you. It throws a lot of light on various aspects of the market. Once again, I welcome our beloved chief guest for the webinar, and I also welcome Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, Balachandra Sir. When it comes to Balachandra Sir, such a great support he does to the students and KBSS, connecting the industry people to KBSS, okay, making them interact with the students, also do profiling for students, and also SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities, threat. Even as a student, our strength and weakness என்னன்றதெல்லாம் அவரோட இன்டர்வியூ மூலமா நிறைய நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறீங்க. We are very, very thankful to you, sir, on part of the management and students, and also our beloved Rajendran sir, who does a lot of support in placements for the MBA students. And I welcome all the participants and faculty members. I wish all the participants a happy learning session. Welcome you, Ananda. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Shall I take over?
Thank you, sir, for your words of encouragement. To be inspired is great, but to be an inspiration is an honor. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. P. Rajendran, sir, Director, PAT, and Knowledge Institute of Technology, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Please unmute. Dr. Rajendran sir, unmute பண்ணுங்க.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Welcome to KIOT once again. Really, your support is always great to the KIOT, and also we got very good opportunities for connect you, and also whenever, wherever we are visiting your organization, the kind of hospitality you are providing to us, really, it's awesome. On behalf of KIOT, I once again thank you, sir. Really, it's a great moment. The people, I mean, really, the legend in the HR field, sir has a lot of experience and a lot of insights. So definitely, I hope our MBA students will get a lot of insights from your great and excellent speech. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. All the very best, a great success through this inauguration and the meeting. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's important to be a person of honor than be a person with wealth. Now I would like to welcome Mr. N.C. Balachandran sir, Senior Placement Consultant for Knowledge Institute of Technology and Knowledge Business School for facilitation address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. I don't want to take much of my time because I met Mr. Lakshminarasimhan during NAPCON HR Sangam. At the time, I was conferred the Special Lecturer Award, and he was one of the participants encouraging me and motivating me at the time. When I went to Break Sunday also, he said, amazing, sir, you have been conferred a Special Lecturer Award. He was just praising me. And ever since that time, after that, we all became committee members of ISTD. Mr. Lakshminarasimhan was a treasurer of ISTD. I was in charge of student chapter and everything. In all the HR program, he only had invited Mr. Balachandran of Oracle Financial Services as the chief guest to address the ISTD members. That lecture was very good. Then I was able to connect Balachandran to Mr. Rajendran also. I think because he has got a highly networking skill in getting a lot of HR professional in Chennai across India also. And he had a lot of value in inviting Mr. Rajendran Dandabani from Sogo Corporation. And he gave a lot of very good intellectually stimulating lecture. I think today's lecture, the title, a very interesting title, The New Age Skill Required for Budding Manager. I think whenever I interact with Lakshminarasimhan, he speaks a lot about analytics in HR, dashboard in HR. And one favorite word recently I heard from is hybrid workforce. Let us hear from him what is meant by hybrid workforce and what should be the virtual employee engagement strategy. Now we are all moving towards hybrid work environment. I think we have to continue to design different kind of strategies, how HR people as well as the other employees, they have to excel themselves in their respective areas functioning. With this brief, and I think we should also listen to him from what is all about recruitment vertical manpower planning. But that is one area MBA HR students, they need to understand. A lot of IT companies are asking me whether they'll be able to engage with us for an internship in manpower planning and recruitment vertical. Like Raja Raghuram of Ando system, he is very keen on giving internship in recruitment vertical. I think let us hear from Mr. Lakshminarasimhan what he says about the latest trends in recruitment vertical and manpower planning, because we need to leverage AI in filtering the candidates who is the right fit for the right job. With this brief, let me hand it over to the organizer to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Lakshminarasimhan, to give his presentation on the topic, New Age Skill Required for the Budding Manager. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority. Now, I would like to invite our respected Vice Principal, Dr. K. Vishagavel, sir, Knowledge Institute of Technology, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Sir, thank you very much. Really, I welcome Narasimhan, sir. Sir, very simple words. So every one of you he is a good motivator, but he is highly informative person. Okay, I have learned a lot of things. Even I had a lot of interactions during this campus-specific KIOT. So still I remember during his address to this +2 career guidance program, I remember. Okay, simply as address was 5 minutes. During his address, he has covered everything. So the total crowd was highly impressed. So there's such kind of great persons because already we have taken more time. Anyhow, during this time, Stephen sir has pulled the crowd. Okay, using our speech, he has pulled the crowd. Now everybody is ready to listen to Narasimhan sir program. Thank you very much. Over to sir.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
please,
Yes.
sir.
Yeah, Sudarshan is coming. See, I have to give her honor.
He will invite you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. Now I would like to invite our resource person, Mr.N. Lakshminarasimhan, General Manager P&HR Breaks India Private Limited, Chennai, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sudarshana. Thank you, the faculties and the management of Knowledge Institute of Technology my dear friends, Dr. Visagavel, Dr. Rajendran, Dr. Stephen, and the person who has invited me, and my mentor and guru, Mr. N.C. Balachandran, who makes me to learn every day. Definitely every day he keeps me sending some documents which makes me to read at least for 15 minutes. Night 10 to 10:15 or 10:30, my time only goes into that. I ensure that being a learner, whom I believe that learning should be a continuous process and we should learn an inspiration, Mr. N.C. Balachandran. And thanks, my dear students of the first year of MBA KIOT. On this day, the July 1st of 2021, let me start with the prayers for the people who have fallen victims of COVID or getting treatment to come out successfully, safely. And also the other people should not go into the third wave, what they are predicting. We expect and pray so that everybody comes to the college at the earliest span. In fact, yesterday night I was talking to my wife about that. She was just asking, when do you think the students will be going? Because they are not seen the school for almost last 1 year, not seen the colleges for a lot of this one, especially second and third year. I was also telling her that I don't think it may happen in the next 2-3 months, but definitely we pray that all of you are coming to that life where you will learn a lot. Virtual life is different. Learning from an experience with a group of people is definitely a great for the management students. With this note, on this great day, wishes to all the people, especially it's a Doctor's Day. So happy Doctor's Day and CA's Day. And also we can call it as a Manager Day, Engineer Day, whatever it may be. Let us all a happy day. I believe that this day is going to make me a lot of learning. I was very impressed with the way Dr. Stephen or Dr. Rajendran Visagal put a thought on Mr. NCP. High hopes on me. Definitely, I try to fulfill to the best of my abilities in the next 45 minutes or so. I also would like to learn from the student community. MBA students. This day, I feel at the end of the day, in the 45 minutes, some learning from you also should happen, because then only this virtual session will be an effective session. Because I was talking to my own colleagues who are all into the virtual learning mode for the last 1 year and 3 months. They said we are all bored, frustrated. We are looking forward for a real time, seeing the faces and learn where the feelings of the persons can be done. Because I could feel that in the moment there is a Photoshop, many have not come. I happened to receive a WhatsApp video recently sometimes. Maybe I will share it to Dr. NCP after some time, where the similar session, a training session was going on. The faculty was telling, I would like to see the whether the student are alerts. So he is asking them to salute. Only one in the group has saluted. Remaining all remained. So they all kept the videos. And then this is the recent video I'll try to share. It's a very funny. Even the faculty was enjoying in a dance, putting a video recorder on that. So I hope all of you are not like that. That's the reason I feel that your video should be on after some time. My presentation is very, very simple, not like that a great listen on it. Today morning, when the moment I received the message of Mr. NCP in the WhatsApp, it really created a lot of butterflies in my stomach that I should keep the presentation. Otherwise, I wanted to have only interaction on that. Just a simple presentation for the day with so much of difficult times. I did it. Let us go through that. Sir, I'm sharing my screen. Screen is visible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the new age skill on the day of. So this is what the message I want to communicate the start. Your knowledge, what you gain through the experience is far superior than what you gain through the bookish knowledge. Thanks to the management of KIOT for the excellent initiative of keeping a theoretical session in the morning and experiential learning in the afternoon. Good initiative. Hats off to you, kudos. Especially the people like NCB are definitely adding value in terms of converting the industry expectations to the students. Great. See, this is the message what Mahatma Gandhi has given way long back. That is what you gain experience. I will also share some 2 case studies for the management students at the end of my presentation. I also would like to listen to your response to it. What has changed? This is a very old slide, but still I want to say we are in an era of industry 4.0, what we call. The era of industry 4.0 is changing. Even the pandemic situation, as you said, new age. We are only 1 year old after the new pandemic. After 100 years, we got it. We were not prepared, but we are coming out of it. The vaccination has come big wave. So we are trying to get vaccinate ourselves, move towards the safe life. The industry hiring, as rightly said by Mr. Balachandran, it's moved. The manpower planning, recruitment stage, all are changing. Yesterday, one of my young executive who is also an MBA like you, came to me. We were all calling for Teams and virtual interviews. She came and told me, sir, why should we have to have that? Why not we have a video sent by the candidate in advance to understand them? Every time you are calling for an interview, the first 5 minutes or so spent for the candidate to understand his background. Let us understand about his communication skills. Let us understand about his strengths. Let us understand his limitations. Let us evaluate him on his communication. Let us evaluate him on his achievements. Why not we get something in advance? That's a new learning for me yesterday. I'm telling you, I was very happy to share this. My own young colleague, where reverse mentoring is happening today. 21 years old colleague is able to teach me a 50-year-old person. That is the life which is going in terms of the local. Today, industry is moving in a different dimension. What we are expecting from the industry, whether you know already, the same thinking which has not come to me, coming from my younger colleague, who is getting a wider knowledge because of the spread the Google has given to them. And today, industry doesn't want to give any training. What you learn today through these type of workshops are the ones which makes you to be a perfect manager or a leader. So in industry, you need to come and perform from day one as like a satellite which is launched. The moment the launches happen, it has to go into the orbit. Once it is positioned in the orbit, the satellite has to start performing. So today, the duration and training in the industry, you are all fortunate to have getting internship in a very good companies. Utilize that to the best of your ability, and you should learn wherever it is possible, whenever it is possible. My learning happened from everybody, even through WhatsApp, through Instagram, through Facebook, through my own colleagues, younger colleagues. So I don't see age. So you need to learn all time, and you need to what you need to learn because it is changing. And thanks to KIOT, the moment I was coming to my first Zoom, where I was not having any experience, I have not explored. See, two things important: experience, explore. When I was attending my first Zoom call, it was the first one. I have never used Zoom before that. Thanks to Dr. Visagavel for the invitation and Dr. Rajendran for that. They had the faith in me to have that. I have experienced it by means of experimenting and explore the options, what is there. So look at that wherever you can learn on that, and you should learn all time. Things are changing rapidly. The moment I learned and did a program in Zoom, and when I come to 80th program, I could refine myself like an young manager whom I learn every day. So this and innovation should be a way of life. It is what is your potential. Potential please understand. Don't think that I am from a rural. I am from that. You need to exhibit your potential. I come from a rural background. I learned. So it is the challenge. What you need to post. What is your potential? Where are you? How can you bridge the gap? Bridging the gap is what you are going to do in terms of the new age budding manager. So what is moving around? I would like to take your views before into that. What are the skills you think required for the new age manager? Whatever you say, you can unmute and speak. I am going to type it here. You can unmute and speak, or I think, sir, unmute is allowed for them. Am I right? No.
Sir, they can use in chat box, sir.
They can use chat box. Okay, let me see the chat box. No problem. Yeah, somebody, you can very well type. What are the skills required for the new age managers? My dear friends, you are welcome to type. Adapting to new age. Sandhya, great start, Sandhya. Thank you. Adapting to new environment, super. We are getting adapted to new things. Communication skills, adaptability. I think definitely Mr. NCB is playing a major role with your college. I could see that. The response is good. Good start. But we are almost 35 students, so I expect minimum at least 20 responses. Being a budding manager, that is very important. Response. You need to respond. Only two, Sandhya and Niveda. What about others? It's easy for me to go and blabber my thoughts, but still, what are the parameters considered to create HR policies? Okay. No. This one is what are the skills you required as a new age manager? You are going to be the next year manager. You are first year. By this time it will be over next year. By end of 2022, you will come out of your college with a MBA degree. So what skills you should acquire? Thinking ability, probing, good, Niveda. What about others? Janardhan, great. Decision making, superb. Great. Hope you are able to see my screen. So I am very happy that something has come out. Maybe I don't want to take much time, maybe 1 or 2. Ready to face challenges. Superb, Yuvrani. Decision making accordingly. Very good. Life is all that. I believe in that. In fact, one of my slides I covered about that. The challenges and changes, what you need to do it. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Interpersonal skills. Thank you, Sandhya. Once again, coming for resilience. Very important, very rightly said. Hats off, Sandhya, for that. Very important word. So this is first plot. This the qualities what you require to be in a new age manager, the budding manager. First, you need to have the doing part, the hands-on experience. Today we are all in a virtual world. When I ask you to conduct a session, when I ask you to do something, you need to have the hands-on experience. Many times people are very good and able to tell that when they come into part of the do part, they fail. It is just like learning cooking. It's not that you can learn cooking by reading a book and doing it. You need to go to the kitchen, start understanding the materials, start understanding about the gas to everything. Then you need to start preparing, starting from lighting the stove and keeping the vessels and putting all the grocery items and then doing on that. So you need to have the hands-on experience. First quality, I'm not going to the skill part. The second part, you need to display your uniqueness. I was talking to somebody other day, a young kid, 5-year. What is your uniqueness? She said very clearly, I can sing, I can dance to best of my abilities. Everybody is unique in the world. You need to display your individual traits. Where Sudarshana is able to create an opportunity, and the next person introduced is able to create opportunity. All 35 MBA students of this particular KIOT batch should have to have their own individuality. I will talk about the reason for individuality a little later. The third is you need to deliver at the right time. Execution of things and activities to the best of your abilities when you need to deliver. If you don't deliver at the right time, what happens? You must have seen the conditions when we all thought that things are gone good. The first wave is over. By January, February, we all thought that vaccination has come, everything is over. You must have seen the effect of wave 2, but we learned by experiencing with a lot of deaths. So we didn't execute certain things properly. I don't want to comment on what are the reasons went wrong, but still, if somebody who are educated, if you ask them, they are ready for the wave 3 now itself. So it is just like even own your activities. You need to do things to the best of your abilities by your own hands, and display your own individual traits with your uniqueness and deliver with your exactness. That's what I tell very clearly. Someone has pointed out, you need to be ready to face the challenges by means of changing yourself. We all changing. Nobody would have imagined us to walk in a street with mask covering, following the social distancing or sanitizing at ourselves regular intervals. I live in a glass door room, so I am not wearing a mask now. But all these people may not. So whenever the moment somebody comes, I ensure that the mask is worn for me all the 8 hours. It's a tough, but still, it's a challenge to keep me fit, keep me alive. I am changing myself. All of us are like that. We are now moved into a virtual platform where learning is happening. Whether the learning is effective or not, it's left individual. But still, you need to see this challenge. You need to overcome these challenges. I always use the word, there is challenge is a 9-letter English word and change is a 6-letter word. The only difference is the middle 3 letters, the LLE, where the first L stands for learning. I am still a student. I learn every day. People like Mr. NCB are the ones who teach us, who sends messages through various forms. We learn. So look at a budding manager, the new age, you need to learn every day, every moment, every time. Listening, one of the important skills, the second L I'm talking, one of the important skills required to be a successful manager and successful leader. The third E stands for anything. People with the English grammar may know that it is very difficult to write a word without E. It's engaging, it's experiencing, it is becoming an expert, it is also exploring, it's going into anything, energizing. You can keep it that. So if you have these three middle letters, that I am ready to face the challenge across the globe. Many times we are not willing. I'm just giving our own experience being the budding managers. When the recent lockdown is announced on the 8th of May, we know that the company has run because business is there. Many companies have that. People have lost jobs. More than crores have lost jobs. When the moment comes, the company is running, many people are afraid of their position. They move to the native without willing to face the challenge. Every company has taken the necessary measures to see that things are under safe control. The COVID measures are followed, but people did not believe. And I'm telling you, those people who faced the challenge of being present at the difficult times are the one who gained the much experience, who gained the opportunity of grabbing a permanent position in the company. Thanks to KIOT for the particular support, what they gave to me in the month of September, August, September last year. About 24 students of your own colleagues from an engineering background, they come on a difficult times. I know that where COVID tests were going on, 3 of them affected, but still they took risk. Yes, we are coming. They stayed in a place what I gave, able to exhibit their own qualities by undergoing the internship. My dear friends, these are all the qualities which you need to develop. Don't look at that everything will be a very rosy bed, but you will have a lot of thorns in that. You need to face the challenges and by means of changing yourself. Moving forward, some of the skills what we need to do. The first is the new age manager should be technically strong. I'm going to talk about the digital technology, and also you need to be being a professional graduate with the management graduation. You need to develop your professional skills. When you start technically and professionally becoming strong, you need to move from yourself of managing self to managing others. Because a budding manager is the one who has to see that the people who are reporting to him are able to do their things. They are able to meet their objectives by means of providing them necessary guidance, by means of coaching them, guiding them, mentoring them. That is what is important. You need to move to a level of managing self to managing others. The first start point is you are managing self. You are all dependent now. You need to move from dependent to independent, for which develop your technical and professional skills. Once you start managing yourself to managing others, it will help you. You can be a leader even at a 20 or 22. Doesn't mean that, as I was telling, my executive was 20 was the leader for me in teaching me that interviews we can obtain the video in advance so that the interview time can be short. So she started moving to the leading direction. So it's moving from managing others to leading others. These are all the simple skills required. What are the additional requirement? I don't have much slide. I've got only very soon on it. What are the additional skills, additional requirement? For every activity you do it as a budding manager, you need to create value. Whatever you do it, even I look at it 30 minutes or 60 minutes, so many people, almost 45 people are inside this. 44 into 60, you can value in terms of money, time. If I go and talk, I know that the film where they talk about the time management. I've seen people who value every time is important. So start creating the value. The moment you are attending a virtual class, either in the morning, in the afternoon, expertise session, everything, you need to create a value in whatever the activities you do it by means of developing your own self-traits. Start developing idea in a business context. Look at, you are a business managers. The purpose of you choosing a MBA professional degree is to be a successful in whatever the field to support the business. So you start thinking in terms of the business context. What type of business will go? Which businesses may go up? Which business may go? Somebody know that. So what are the areas people may need it? What skills are needed? You can very well today get into the Google, but still do that. Start generating the ideas. Only human being can create the ideas. If you want to succeed, don't try to copy somebody's ideas. I also would like to share here, many times we find, being a person who is interviewing a lot of candidates, Most of them are parroting. They have been starting with that. My name is this, my father's name is this, my experience is my short-term goal, long-term goal, my strength, weakness. Don't be that. That is only a formula given by the person who is training you. Create your own formula. Create your own process. I happen to see a lot of successful people in the YouTube recently who were nothing. The moment they started the YouTube channel with a small this one, they get recognized because they stand on their own idea. They don't copy others. Start generating ideas. Think that you are a champion. What are the champions should have it? Have the responsibility. Assume that if you know the Olympic is going to happen, somebody is going to go for it with the aim. What with aim? They want to go and get a gold. They are not just going to, they are representing the country. They are going to participate, which opportunity they get among the 100 crores, 100, some 100 crores. So look at that. You are a champion of KIOT. You are a champion. Take the responsibility if you want to be successful. Responsibility of champion is nothing but adding value by means of knowing many things. And last but not least, you need to have the perseverance and passions as a manager, because things will not come right. I have failed several times. As somebody said very clearly, lot of failures, lot of insults, everything would have been there. Definitely, I need to overcome that. If you think that I'm not going to get everything on the first, perseverance and patience or additional requirements for budding managers. If you are going to be in HR or finance, marketing, operation, wherever it may be, you need to develop these particular qualities, which is important. Moving forward, I also would like to understand from you in the chat box, what do you think should have been the personal traits an individual like you, the new age manager, should have? The personal traits. I'm not talking about the quality. Technical competencies, nothing but you learn about the finance, HR, that is all technical. Beyond technical, because success of an individual lies with 70% of personal traits. The technical skills, the technical competencies, only 30% of that. So the 70% lies with the individual. So according to you, what are the personal traits an individual should have to have? Because you need to think that your life is changing from education, work, retirement to your life was like that till this one, education, work, then retirement. Now I know my friend NCB is there. It's education, work, then passion, then comes leisure. So look at that. From this perspective, to be a successful new age manager, what are the personal traits you should have it? I am looking forward to the chat box. Already one message has come. Being collaborative. Thank you, Naveen. Only Naveen. That's all. I may take another 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. Because I always believe that learning should be a mutual, it should be a dialogue process. Being ethical. Thank you, Sandhya. I'm going to talk about that. Thank you. Very, very important trait an individual should have as a business manager. About 30, 40 people, only 2. My dear friends, agreeable. Okay, Janardhan. Thank you. See, எல்லாருக்கும் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கொடுக்குறோம். இப்போ இதுதான் நம்மளுடைய லைஃப்ல நம்ம வந்து ஒரு கத்துக்கணும்னு போது எல்லாருக்கும் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைக்காது. ஐ எம் லேர்னிங் ஃப்ரம் யுவர் குருஸ், டாக்டர் ராஜேந்திரன், டாக்டர் விஷாகவேல், டாக்டர் ஸ்டீஃபன், பாலச்சந்திரன், all these things. The moment they share some message, it's important to me. அந்த மாதிரி you should look at it.
I think the most important quality is problem solving and troubleshooting skill.
Superb, sir. Superb. Excellent, sir. Excellent.
And critical thinking and out of the box thinking ability.
Great, sir. Loyalty, kindness, sincerity. Thank you, Niveda. I look at the personal traits. See, technical, these are all problem solving can be by means of new technique. Today, your Google will solve many problems. You can get expertise opinion. That also can be done. I always look at it. One thing which you need to look at it, the consensus process. Consensus is getting your ideas accepted with others. This is a very important process followed in Toyota. The Toyota being flexible. Thank you, Krishna Prasad. The Toyota says for their thinking is called as A3 thinking. My dear friends, you can go and Google it. You will get a lot of stuff on A3 thinking. Entire activity in Toyota goes into A3 sheet. A3 sheet is nothing but a 420 by 297 sheet. They put all their thoughts in that. See the group of people who are involved in the decision-making process are having single-minded consensus. In Japanese, they call it as nemawashi. Once the consensus arrive, then they start implementing the decision. That's the reason that decisions are very successful. One of the things, optimistic, compassion. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Compassion. Now I want to move into my slide on that, whatever I jotted down from my perspective, my learning, my experience with the people like whom I deal, my gurus, my mentors, whom they taught me on that, what are the new age skills for the personal. So one is they wanted this. You need to be original. You don't look at somebody's ideas. Many times we fail. I have seen people, especially some engineering, I used to go and buy a project work. You will not be able to explain about that. Many times we easily get caught. If you want to be on your own, as I told you, you are unique. You have some skills. You have talent. Science says every individual has got 34 talents. You don't explore. Only few are able to explore and then do it. Like NCP, where he spends time for writing, he spends time for doing the jogging or making himself fit. He writes about that, singing, listening to all that. Multi-personal, multi-skilled. So many others. So the first trait is originality. Be original. Be unique. Be yourself. The second one is self-management. As a budding manager, you need to know to manage yourself. I don't know how many of you are currently getting yourself employed in a part-time or in something else so that you are able to get some money, not depending on your parents. You are almost adults, almost 19, 20, 21 plus. So at 21, 22 plus, you need to know to manage yourself. Assume that if you have been moved to a place like Gujarat or Delhi and situations are not that great, you need to manage. You cannot just run away and come to your hometown. Manage. That's very important. Self-management. Industries look forward. In fact, recently one of my message to my top management that we should take care of the people who supported the difficult times. Try to be at difficult times. You are recognized for that. Problem solving, rightly said by Mr. NCB, very important skills you need to know is solving the problems, not running away from problems. Many times we find youngsters shy of solving the problem. They run away from that. And my dear friends, success is that when you be the player who plays the end game well. In a game of chess, if you are good at the opening and not be able to play the last few minutes, you will lose the game. Because time important. You need to know how to manage the time for the last one. That last 20% is very important. So one of the important skills is problem solving. Being a budding manager, you need to manage your emotions to the best of your abilities. Emotional judgment, that's what they call it in different jargons. It's emotional quotient, emotional intelligence. Today, EQ, IQ, all that are coming. SQ, social quotient. Then they also talk about TQ, technical quotient. Then beyond that, being a manager, you also need to have HQ, happy quotient. So emotional judgment also makes a lot of difference. Innovation, you need to think something new. This presentation was made to me by my younger colleague. I told her the ideas today morning. She put it in that. She gave the design. I gone with the same design. I did not make any changes. Innovate. Many would have given these thoughts in the chat box. I know that. Communication, the one where nobody is 100% perfect. You need to develop till you die. You need to learn. You need to know. You need to improve the communication. What I was communicating 1 year back in a Zoom platform is not now. We are moved. We are using the chat box effectively. We are doing that. So communication is one of the biggest opportunity for an individual to share the individual's thought, develop it. If you are good at it, I experienced it when I was 18. When I know there was a solution for a problem, I was not able to communicate the solution because of the language barrier. I was not that good in English that time to communicate the solution for the problem. So we need to go put it in the picture. Being a mechanical engineer, try to communicate that. The other man was not able to understand. Then finally, somehow we communicated after a lot of struggles. So communication is not that you speak good English or you do a good presentation. No, you need to communicate your thoughts in an effective manner so that the other man is able to understand it easily and get a clarity on that. Then rightly said by NCB sir, critical thinking, one of the important requirement in terms of personal traits. You need to work on it. I'm going to give some tips on how to improve on your critical thinking also. And teamwork, today's industry look forward for teamwork, because many times networking is not there, because we are all in a single child syndrome. So we are all given all the freedom at work. Everything is given. When my son says other day, being a single child, after you, everything to me, why should I work? Why should I collaborate with people? But his world is different. But we are going to go to industry, any industry, even our own industry. If you start, you need to have the skill of teamwork or networking on that. And being the era of pandemic situation of COVID, definitely COVID has taught us. People like me, we were not so digital literacy, thanks to people like NCB, where we could learn continuously the digital movements, what is happening on that. Enhance your digital literacy, maybe learn some language, Python, being a very important, because that's life. You need to move on that. And rightly said by some of you, a very important trait is keeping your professional ethics intact. Being straightforward, being honest, being a person with high level of integrity, every moment, every walk of life should make you a successful manager. You may not have all the other skills, but the one skills, the integrity and ethics, definitely make things move forward, move better for a person. I've experienced a lot of people. I have seen a lot of people who have been selected only for their ethics. When people were following high level of integrity ethics, that has given a high level of weightage in most of the companies. Be on that. So I started with the originality and followed with the ethics on. Moving forward, so maybe again I would like to take a few chats. What is your views to be a successful manager or leader? You are a successful manager or leader. What do you think should be your views? Whom do you think is a successful manager? I have almost 30-40 people are there inside the room in Zoom. Thank you. Involvement and commitment. Successful man. Your views of a successful manager in the new age. The new era, the pandemic era, it's new. Again, we start our life from one. We know that 2021, we call it as cooperate with each other, everyone. Superb commitment. Okay. Kanya, thank you.
The most important quality to be a successful leader and manager, we need to understand what is the purpose of the organization.
Superb, sir. Thank you. Excellent. Dedication to development. Organization, whichever the organization, either it's a bank or it's a pharma or a multi MNC or a company like us, you need to understand the organization. Okay. First, you need to understand the organization first. What type of business they do, what type of people, what type of requirements, you need to understand that. Being a business managers, you need to understand the organization in depth. Before even, you need to have the literature survey, what you do for your project or thesis. Same thing, you need to do the survey in the Google for the organization. Today, you know, the glass doors are there. Any person do it. Okay, good listener and problem solving. Thank you. Niveda again, patience, high risk taker who is able to bring to me. Very good, Niveda. I am just, thank you for bringing out a lot of thoughts. Great. You can be this one on it. A lot of other people also may be coming on that. I'll just come back. See, my keys, I look at the keys. I happened to visit one of my friend in Hyderabad in the year 2014. In the month of October, we had been for a program conducted by CAI. I happened to, my friend was a vice president in GMR Dalal Group at the time. He was there, the people who were involved in the roads and other thing, infrastructure. So he is basically from Dindigul. Dindigul is famous for the sapota, famous for the talapakati biryani, but Dindigul is also famous for the lock. Recently, I saw that they made new mango type locks. Somewhere I read that in news. So this man is having a hobby of collecting the locks. So I happened to, he called me, told me, come on, Lakshmi, you have come all the way from Chennai to Hyderabad after a long time. Why don't you visit my home? So I went there. Off of his room, the living room is filled with locks, varieties of locks from the 1,000-year-old to the new age locks, digital locks were there. All were there. So I happened to see a 1 foot high big lock. 1 foot, ஒரு அடி உயரம் உள்ள பெரிய பூட்டு பார்த்துக்கோங்க. So I asked him, what is the specific of the speciality of this particular lock? Because it's very, very important, very costly. So he said it's almost 1000 years back, the Chola dynasty lock. They used this lock for the purpose of locking their treasuries. So I asked him, what is the significance of this particular lock? Okay, look height, 1 foot. But still, what is, he said it has got 6 keys. And all the 6 keys are not duplicate. Each and every key will have to be used by different personality. Especially it is a lock used to lock the room where the treasury used to be kept in those days, in King's era. Nowadays, treasury is there where they keep the money, they keep digital locking, all the thing. 2-3 people will be there. Even bank's locker, you need to have 2 people to open it. So he said in life also, if you want to move towards success, you need to use the different keys. So somebody was telling me, if I want to be a successful manager or leader, he said you need to use different keys. One is you need to network of teams. You need to work with team and networking. I know Mr. NCB amount of network what he created for KIOT is excellent. Today he knows much more than HR than me. What I sitting in HR this one. He knows wherever it may be. So he is able to collaborate with a person who is in Chennai or is collaborate somebody in Delhi or in US. He is able to get information across the globe in a faster span of time, sharing on that. To be successful manager, the first key is you need to have the network of team. The second one, you need to focus on the culture and employee experience. As rightly said by Mr. NCB, the organizational dynamics. It varies from organization to organization. If somebody works for a Brakes India, his requirement is different. Somebody works for Reliance, the expectations are different. Somebody works for a government organization, the expectations are different. So you need to understand the second key is the culture and employee experience. The third one is you need to have the learning and personal reinvention. You need to reinvent yourself. Where are you? So the invention should happen at regular intervals. What is your level of knowledge? Where are you? And you cannot think that I know everything. Tamil alaga sonna mari katradhu kaiyalavu alladu ulagalavu. Still lot of things. So this reinvention, re-innovation, whatever it has to happen at regular, that's the third thing. Then you need to redefine your career. The career, this one is changed. What we talked 1 year back, these are all the careers which maybe the opportunities are there. It's not happening so. Today, you know that engineering colleges, courses, many courses are dropped out, many courses are new courses are coming. So the career is getting a redefinement, the fourth key of success, what I call it. And very important today, be a successful manager. You need to think that every job is undergoing a lot of thinking in terms of the design. There is a terminology you may also come across. I think NCB sir will also talk about it. The design thinking in jobs and work everywhere today, people are asking to think in terms of redesigning the jobs, redesigning the work, redesigning the process. So a lot of things are going on that. To be a successful manager, have these 5 keys. This is what the lesson I learned from my friend who showed me a lock with 6 keys. My dear friend, moving forward, some of the things, being a successful, you need to be self-reliant, self-sufficient. You need to depend on your own. What are the requirements? If you see, some of the skills what we require, self-risk success, I call it. You need to aware yourself, as rightly said by Mr. Dr. Stephen, another thing, SWOT. You need to understand your strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. You need to overcome the fears. Please understand, you have got a bright future. Opportunities are plenty. Today, every company you ask, they are looking for the right person, but they are not getting them. So what they are compromising on the quality and then taking. But what is happening? The attitude of individual to learn and grow, it's this one on it, because they have the fear. Many times we fear that I come from a rural, English press. Even I seen that same thing with my GED interviews, where somebody has scored about 8.9 CGPA, good test mark. They are not able to produce the result at the time of interview. They fail. They are miserably not able to communicate their own understanding of engineering. Overcome with the fears, with the self-belief. Almost all the same, self-confident to learn new things. You can learn everything. Please understand. You can learn. I learned my cycling. Many would have learned cycling at the age of 6 today, 3-4 years. I learned cycle only when I was 12 or 13, where somebody told me you cannot learn cycling. I did that. Say, learning can happen. Now also I learned. Last year made me to learn about the Zoom and various other platforms, WebEx or Career, various platforms, which I was not knowing. Once again, my thanks to KIOT for the first opportunity to explore the use of Zoom. Self-learning, self-confidence. have the drive. Very important. You have got the very interesting motivational people with like the faculties who are with you, the management with you, Dr. PSS, and inspiration. You need to show you are able to drive self with a positive attitude. And being a manager, I believe that if you want to succeed in the new age, you need to have the self-esteem, that is respecting yourself. All these are possible only have the right mind and right direction. The mindset and direction important. Your direction should be one today. The path is that you are clear that you have to complete your business management course in a successful way, get yourself employed in a good company or start your own. Think that the mindset should not get corrupt, because you need to think with your mind as a business manager, and also you should have heart, so that which makes you to successful on that. The last part of it, I just want to make it, my dear friends, you need to have the discovery, self-discovery. We used to have the learning in those days. I'm talking about 20 years, discovery learning, where we do the experiment and then do it. I think we would also done the experiment. They also do the experiment. You know that today the COVID vaccine, how they experimented. They first try with some people as sample. Even they know that they are vaccinating the young kids nowadays, Covovax. So they try with sample people. Once that is successful, only they try to move it. You know, I know last year, even I was also called the way, can you be a sample person? Take the injection, because we were all fear, but still explore your interest in terms of what you can learn. What is important things and what you value. Again, I put the word SWOT. And the skill part is important. It's not that knowledge is important. The conversion of knowledge is important. I have everything. And I exhibit panla. So enhance your knowledge. The platforms in the Mari or webinars, executive, I am very happy to see a lot of being conducted by the KIOT. I am getting all the information from Mr. NCB. I was really amazing. This college is really doing something good. They want their students to be one of the best in the industry, best in the institutes, wherever they are, competitive. I could see that whatever it may be, their people are there. Start writing on presentation, which is one of the important requirements for any manager. My dear friends, even to write some simple English, a lot of hesitation, they fear. Start writing, start presenting, start attending conferences. When I give an opportunity for 40 of you, only 5 of you are coming out. Only one, almost 20%, 10%. Being a budding manager, being a business manager, you cannot be silent. You cannot leave your opportunity to somebody else. You will definitely go back and start doing that. To keep yourself awake, I know that puzzles, these are all keeping interesting one, because you need to spend time. As I spend time in the night, 30 minutes of reading, solve puzzles. Whenever there is a puzzle comes in WhatsApp, I try to work on it. I know we get a lot of messages on it. Solve that. Update yourself what is happening. What is happening in terms of vaccination. If you ask a question, what is the status of vaccination in Tamil Nadu, you should be able to tell that. You should go through the dashboard, or whether available or not, what is happening in Salem or not. And last, the message I want to give here, one message, sorry, that is very, very, unfortunately, my slide is not busy. You can see that message. The common sense and presence of mind are the key for successful management. My dear friends, I just want to share here, whatever the learning you do it, as I saw, it is just like becoming an expert cook. An expert cook can become only by means of being present in the kitchen, start doing the things, not reading books. Bookish knowledge will not help to be a successful cook. Similarly, bookish knowledge will not help you to be a successful manager. You need to have your hands and mind soiled. What I say common sense here, I had a very difficult situation in one of my earlier working, what I was doing it. My HR experience of leadership, 9 grid or 6 grid or the various models would not have worked that day. I know that. My common sense and the presence of mind, I use CS and PM, helped me that day to come out of the crisis, come out of the problem. The problem solving is nothing but how effectively you are having the presence of mind and using your common sense do on that. This is the message I want to give on this particular day for the budding managers. Use your presence of mind and common sense at all the point. Definitely you can be a successful manager on that. And this is an era where revolution is going to happen. Revolution is happening in terms of education. Online education is coming in a big way. Many universities have started. People are learning. You are all going to get bored by means of various sessions like this, but still you need to think this is the day. And your day should start from now onwards. Whatever you have been experienced, start doing that. Learn every day, minimum one thing. Today, my learning is this. I do list my things every day. This is my learning for the day. Almost 6 months are over for this year. What are things we learned? We learned how to face. The first wave was a little difficult. And second wave come, we were able to quickly come out and resume our operations fast. So learn that you can do all that. So with this, I am open for any questions. My presentation is over. I'm just stopping my share. Hope my share is, sir, share is visible or not visible, sir?
Visible, sir.
Visible.
Visible.
Okay. I was a little bit worried on this UI. So
Visible.
my one is thank you once again for the opportunity to be present with you. And I am open to questions.
Actually,
Sir, thank you, sir. Wonderful presentation, sir. Great. May I ask one question, sir?
Yeah.
So when I looked into this Breaks India Private Limited websites, you focused on the human capital. How people assets are very important. You have a lot of skill development centers. One statement says that you develop employees in such a way they achieve their personal goal and organizational goals. Sir. A lot of students in KBS are interested in HR, sir. May you please elaborate how did you arrive at this position, sir?
A very, very interesting question, Dr. Stephen. Thank you. Very important. See, the purpose of the organization, it's a TVS company. So it's a TVS company is known for its employee-friendly practices. Even at difficult times, the company does not send out people. We are very clear. Even someone who is not performed, we see that opportunities should be given to them at the best of the abilities. We don't send out. Very clear messages. But at the moment, we also see that the learning is happening on a continuous phase. Every individual is nurtured, taken care, so that he is able to perform to his abilities. The required amount of training is given to all the person, whether he is an MBA graduate or engineering graduate or a diploma engineer or an ITA or an operator or a supervisor or engineer manager. We ensure that the training, the learning portion is kept. We look at that the learning quotient of individual is always goes up. LQ, I call it as LQ goes up, so that individual is able to continuously learn on them. And continuous support is there for them in terms of the employee engagement related. The dialogues are happening at regular intervals. The dialogues with the individuals. We see that if an individual faces some problem, we call them and talk. From HR perspective, we don't even new as a general manager, you may think that even a young trainee can come and talk to me when knocking my door. They can very well, they are very comfortable. So we have the policy of open door. So anybody can go and approach anybody, where the warmth is given to them, oneness is given to them, the family-oriented approach is given to them, which makes us, our employees, to stay with us. And touch wood, we are at almost 2% of attrition, which is the best in industry. 98% of people are remaining with us. Someone stays with us for 5 to 6 years, definitely will stay for 30 years. So that is that care is taken at the every level, right from the day one an individual comes in. At moment, myself, I look at from a gentleman, I don't see myself as an, I look at the kids who come 20, 21 years as the child of mine, as a parental care is there. So we do adhere that the parent, adult, child, and the whatever the analysis, what we call it, that is taken care well. Interpersonal relation, that I am transactional analysis. I think according to your manufacturing, in management, we call it as transactional analysis. Eric Berndt, TSA. The child psychology, parent psychology, and adult psychology. We understand the P versus A, P versus A, and all these things. So that's the one which makes us to move forward. Definitely, we support all the people, whether they come from rural or urban, see that they're able to perform to their ability.
Thank you. Thank you for the answer. So one related question, sir. Like having said that, you don't send employees outside for less performance or so, and also you have a performance appraisal in your organization. How did you relate the performance appraisal and the development of the employees if the employees are not sent for the less performance? Please elaborate.
Performance, the question of performance appraisal related to money is there. Monetary benefits are there. If someone is a less performer, a non-performer, we don't call them a non-performer, less performer. I use the word less performer. Maybe the situation would have helped him not to perform, would not have helped him to perform. So we look at that, how best we can support. So we try to have the dialogue with them. In terms of monetary performance, there is a difference. Someone who is doing high potential, high performer, just like rating them. So we rate them as the stars versus superstars, and then the mediocres. So mediocres, they get that, but they are in the system. We all need them. In the film, you need a hero as well as you need a light man. Then only the film will be successful. If you have all the heroes, the film will be a flop.
Thank you very much, sir.
I have a question, sir. Sir, as a HR, I think you have many challenges. But you said every year the new technologies, new kind of skills they have to learn. So how will you identify the trainer to train the new technology or new skills? Okay. So what about your as per your perspective, how long will it take it, sir? Supposed to train the new technology for the candidate?
Sir, it is a question of individual's ability, sir. I don't call it as a new technology trainer or anything. It is the individual's ability. Even I may find some good trainers among your own team who would have been experienced with the new technology. Until we don't go and talk to them or we experience them, we give them opportunities. Even some young trainers would have been there in this MBA batch itself. See, it's a question of interest. That is what is happening in some companies where if you see Intellect Arena, they have this Benzene-like structure in the seating itself. Mr. NCB would have visited the company, Intellect Arena in Siriseri, where the Benzene structure, they treat every eight per team. All the 8 are equally good. They transfer the ideas between them and then do it on that. So this helps. See who comes forward first is the one who is recognized as trainer. Some new skills comes, somebody who is exhibiting, we think that as a trainer. So we need to go on a daily basis whether we are upgrading ourselves to the new technology. I definitely see that it's individual only people who are getting some sort of expertise or trainers, but they slowly develop that over a period of time, then they become masters.
Why I'm asking this question is that nowadays, the artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, cyber security, etc., are coming. But
money making technologies. As per my knowledge, they make money. Individual, if interested, somebody say, why should I learn about blockchain technology for me, which is nowhere relevant to my job? I need to be good at what is I am good. See, if you ask Sachin Tendulkar, he can talk only about cricket. He is good at that. See, every individual has got their own uniqueness. That's what I say. If we let us not lose the uniqueness for others, because what we become the head mentality. If somebody says acquire a certificate in blockchain, we try to acquire. Somebody says acquire a certificate in AI, we try to do it. Somebody says machine learning, we try to do it. We forget our own strengths. We need to first understand what is our strength, where I am good at. I am good at man management. So let me learn related to that. I also need to have some knowledge. You cannot be jack of all and master. You need to be master of one, which is your strength. That is what is the difference in our education and German education. German education, right from childhood, they start first standard itself. The person is going to be engineer, they start from that. If you want to be a sports person, they try to do it. So we mix everything, get confused. Then what happened at the end of the day, the parents are the ones who face the burden. I was talking to one of the parents other day, was calling me, Lakshmi, my son is asking me, you want to join AA course, you want to attend ML course, you want to this, he's asking me around 7,000 rupees to be paid. Is it worth it? And I said, just talk to him, don't try to spend the money. In fact, it has happened to me. My own son has told, I put him on a only success leadership course for 10,000 rupees. When he was saying 4th standard, 5th standard. He attended 3 days forcibly. I told him because I thought he can become leadership at the age of 9. 10,000 rupees is not a matter for me, but I put him on that. He attended with forcibly. Then he went back to, he was on vacation to my brother-in-law's home in Bombay and told my brother-in-law that my father has unnecessarily wasted 10,000 rupees. Life is all that.
Why I'm asking this question, sir, now there's so many latest technologies come, but now we are forcing all mechanical engineers, all core branch engineers, you go and learn this kind of additional technology, then only you can get opportunity in industry, you are saying. That's why I'm asking now, as an institution, we are in position to give all these things to students. That's why I'm asking. So we don't have idea. So what kind of expectations are industry have related with the new
knowledge? It definitely adds value, sir. Additional knowledge, it adds value. But let us first strengthen our own core. See, I interviewed, I'm telling you, this year almost for the graduate process, I interviewed about 60 students. We took about 10. Our questions are only related to the basic. We did not go beyond the book. We did not ask them about additional new learning. So let us be strong first. Additional learning will happen. Industry will train. So you have got a lot of other things. additional platform. You can guide them. This all will. You can maybe take 1 or 2, 3. Definitely that's sufficient. As rightly said, let us develop our personal traits like problem solving, decision making, thinking skills, communication. These are all our own inborn, which we have to develop. Once we have this, technical learning can happen, sir. Today, you just imagine on the November 8th, somewhere demonetization has happened in India, 2016. On the 10th of November, I was in a college campus where I was able to swipe my card for 8 rupees in an ATM and a card machine in a tea shop. The lady who was there would have never imagined of using a card machine in that, but she could learn in 2 days. Technology is that. So you can learn anything. Only thing you should have the right mindset to learn.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, NCB sir, thanks once again.
Welcome, sir. Actually, you would have learned certain new things during the COVID-19. I think a lot of challenges you have faced. I think I heard a lot of things from HR managers. How did you reimagine the online work agenda? And what is the kind of resilient quality we acquired? And how do we practice mindfulness to get over the setback?
Sir, you in fact started, I did not touch about that. Definitely the world is moving towards hybrid workforce, hybrid work area. It's going to be, you need to plan yourself to work from home. You need to be ready for it. As rightly said, even today morning, one of my senior person was telling me, work from home is taking a lot of hell of me. I want to come to office. The meetings are conducted from morning 8 to night 10, 11, it goes.
We
so
too
work
have
from home
the same feelings.
is that?
We too have the same feelings.
Like 10 o'clock, the
People
meeting
are
goes.
getting burnt out. They're getting burnt out.
So work from home is going to be there. Work from office is going to be there. Work from anywhere it is going to be there. So you are going to be in a gig economy. That's very important. You need to be ready that you need to work for 2-3 persons. So today the world is moving that. So the gig workers are going to be more important. So that way we need, for a gig worker, we need to have our own self competent. If I don't have a competency, I cannot make myself sold for doing various activities. So the world is moving, definitely ready for this hybrid workforce, hybrid work area. It's order of the day. It's going to be there for the next 5 to 10 years, definitely.
Thank you, sir.
It's changing, yeah.
Stephen, sir, any more questions?
Yeah, any more? Otherwise, I will also, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you once again for the opportunity, sir. Great to interact with you all for the last 1 hour, 60 minutes. Thanks to the entire management team of KIOT, Dr. Stephen, Dr. Visagavel, Dr. Rajendran, my dear friend, Mr. Balachandran, my friend who has called me. Mr. Forgot what? Yeah, Professor. Sir, you are mute, sir.
Stephen.
Stephen,
Thank you.
You are all the people. Definitely great to be there. Some questions from Niveda is raised hand.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have 2 questions, sir. So does the skill set changes for IT sector and automobile sector and manufacturing sector, sir, or it is all the same, or does it differ?
Skill set in terms of the personality traits doesn't change. See, it's same almost. Only some technical skills required that changes. That's all. Please understand.
So in terms of HR, sir, for an HR professional,
it's almost same. See, only there they do some technical in terms of the interviews happen in a virtual platform and new platforms are coming. Everybody's inventing new things on a daily basis. New softwares are coming. So it's happening. Other than that, I don't look at any change in terms of the questions or pattern. So they look at your interest to learn things. That is what is learned either in a IT field or in a core field or whatever it may be. They look at your readiness to adapt to the new environment. Adapting yourself. We call it adapting. You need to be like the specific changes. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And the second question is that in this pandemic, how does the leave policy works and breaks India, sir? For example, if a person is being affected positive, so how you're providing him the leave?
Yes, we are. See, that's a very important point. Definitely, thanks to the management of Breaks India, we consider them the people affected with COVID. We see that they are all taken care. They come out of the COVID situation carefully. We provide them 14 days of special leave. We also ensure that the treatment is given at the best if possible wherever required. So 14 days especially with pay.
Okay.
Pay for all the people who are affected, let it be a trainee or any person who is affected. And we see that regular interactions happen from the nominated person from our company, the nodal officer, the team, and the doctors. They regularly work on that. And there is a lot of support from our doctors 24/7. They ensure that the affected person does not get mentally strained and does not feel that he is let alone. So we keep them engaged and then they come out of it. It has won't happen to my own family members are affected with COVID. We have come out strongly. There was a continuous dialogue happening between me and my company.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Stephen, last time he has asked one question to Mr. Arbugam of Kone Elevators. We have a lot of engineering students with operation management specialized subject, operation management. Will there be scope for jobs for such people in Breaks India? Because we have a R&D setup, they need to learn dashboard also.
The management students, MBA students?
Yes, sir.
With operation management.
In current situations, we are not doing much, but there is future it may happen. But in current situation, we don't see our requirement as rightly. So we are at operating a 98% retention rate, sir. So it may happen in the future. Definitely things will change. We are also looking forward for new thing, some new age business managers to come and give the changes in operation. We do support them in terms of few internship, and it's the individual who has to prove that I am worth.
So the Marico Limited have taken 4 or 5 MBAs from our college. They are working in operation management at Perundurai.
Okay, maybe that we need to look at that, sir. Currently, I am not in a position to respond to these particular.
That is going to get a lot of job opportunities, sir, because they have to learn dashboard also. That's what I was told by
that's
Monica.
true. I am agreeing. Digital manufacturing is happening. A lot of dashboards are getting created. You are right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Question from Mr. Bhubalan.
Yeah.
Please ask a question, Mr. Bhubalan.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Bhubalan, sir, from first year MBA. I would like to ask a question, sir. What is the one fear factor? How you came to overcome, sir? That's my question, sir. We have a lot of resources through Clubhouse, and we have a lot of skill set. Some persons like resource persons will give a lot of insights to us, but we could not cope up with what is the major one. But since 2020 to 21, everything is changing, sir. We have a lot of data, and we don't know what will be the change in 1 year. Next 1 year, what could be the change, and how to make it up, sir. That's my question. So hope you understand.
Fear. What is the first you started? Something.
Sir, fear overcome பண்றதுக்கு இப்ப நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்கில்ஸ் இது பண்றோம்னா அந்த ஸ்கில் கத்துக்கிறதுக்குள்ளார நம்ம 2021 ஒரு நிறைய சேஞ்சஸ் எதிர்பார்க்கிறோம் சார். பட் ஆனா அதுக்குள்ளார நம்ம கத்துக்கிற ஸ்கில்ஸ் கோப் அப் பண்ண முடியுமா? நிறைய ரிசோர்சஸ் வச்சு எதை இது பண்றதுன்னு தெரியலங்க சார்.
அதுதான் சார், ஃபியர் என்னன்னா எல்லாத்தையும் எல்லாம் கத்துக்க நினைக்கிறோம். நம்ம அதான் சொல்றேன், நம்ம என்ன நினைக்கிறோம், நான் சாதம் சாப்பிடணும், நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன், சாதம் சாப்பிடணும், ஆனா எல்லா சாதமும் சாப்பிடணும்னு நினைக்கிறோம். அது கதம்ப சாதம் எல்லாருக்கும் பிடிக்காது, புரியுதுங்களா? நான் சாம்பார் சாதம் சாப்பிடணும், அப்புறம் ரசம் சாப்பிடணும், அப்புறம் மோர் சாப்பிடணும். ஸோ சாம்பார் சாதம், சாம்பாரும் ரசம் வேணும், ஜஸ்ட் சாதம். எல்லாத்தையும் அவங்க சொல்றான் இவங்க சொல்றான்னு பண்ணாதீங்க. உங்களுக்கு எது பெஸ்ட், உங்க ஸ்ட்ரென்த். யூ ஹேவ் காட் a very good excellent இது கோச் in terms of NCP சார் and டாக்டர் ராஜேந்திரன் இவங்க தான் இருக்காங்க. What they understand the industry requirement. அதை மட்டும் பண்ணுங்க. Don't look at other people சொல்றது வேண்டாம். Just to overcome fear. இப்போ எனக்கும் இன்னைக்கு வரும்போது every day we have fear. Fearலாம் வேற முடியாது. You need to overcome the fear by means of having a self confidence. Yes, I can learn that. இப்போ சைக்கிள்ல வரும்போது முன்னாடி நம்ம நினைச்சோம் சைக்கிள்ல இருந்தா விழுந்தா கத்துக்கணும் அப்படின்னு. நம்ம அந்த காலத்துல when we know that when we learn cycle somebody should fall down, then only you can learn cycle. Today you need not. You have got the 3-wheeler supported, you can do it under. So try to overcome the fear by means of creating a self confidence. Practice, prepare yourself. I am going to learn this new அப்படின்னு கத்துக்கோங்க. அந்த லேர்ன் பண்ண முடியும். In fact, I am just sharing my own fear on the day last year March April when Dr. Vishagul was calling. I had my own fear how to overcome Zoom எப்படி தெரியாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. But I tried myself little bit trial in the initial ones, initial ஒரு preparation பண்ணிட்டு then slowly learning. So fear is good because it makes you to learn, but don't make fear occupies more than your learning. Fearல நம்ம கத்துக்க மாட்டோம் சார். நீங்க எதுக்கு படிக்கிறீங்க? மார்க் போடுவாங்க, பாஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னு பண்றோம். அதை ஓவர் கம் பண்றதுக்கு நம்ம படிக்கணும். அந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. நிறைய கத்துக்கல, எது தேவையோ அது கத்துதான் போறோம். That is what my requirement. So don't try to over do things. It's just like இது பண்ற மாதிரி ஆயிடும். அது நிறைய சால்ட் போடுற மாதிரி ஆயிடும், அது மாதிரி ஓவர் ஹீட் பண்ற மாதிரி ஆயிடும். Don't do that. First, understand the requirement. Year on year, it changes. I'm telling you, even now what I say may change in 1 month, 2 months, third way, everything will go 6. In the initial, எல்லாரும் hesitant தான், இப்ப எல்லாரும் ஃப்ரீயா இருக்காங்க, வேக்சினேட் போடணும்ன்றோம். So things are changing. Things will change every day, every moment. Wait for your opportunities. புரியுதுங்களா? தமிழ் அழகா சொல்லிருப்பாங்க, ஓடு மீன் ஓட ஒரு மீன் வரும் காத்திருக்குமா கொக்கு. அந்த மாதிரி you try, wait for your good opportunities, grab it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Jay Kumar, I wanted to ask a question, sir. Jay Kumar.
Sir, I'm Jay Kumar, sir. Sir, I have one question, sir. Sir, நம்மளுக்கு இப்போ ஒரு இன்டர்ன் நான் பண்ண போறேன் அப்படின்னா சார், எனக்கு ஒரு கம்பெனி தெரியும், பட் நான் எப்படி போய் அப்ரோச் பண்றது, அவங்ககிட்ட போய் நான் எப்படி சேர்றது? பட் ஈவன் தான் அவங்க வந்து பெரிய அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் பண்ணல, சோசியல் மீடியா இல்லை, ஆஃபீஸ் இருக்க இடம் தெரியல, ஆனாலும் அவங்க வந்து ஒரு 100 எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் வச்சு மெயின்டைன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அப்படி இருக்க இடத்துல நான் போய் எப்படி சார் அங்க அப்ரோச்?
இன்டர்ன்ஸ் அப்ரோச் பண்றது எப்படின்னு பண்றீங்க கேக்குறீங்களா?
எஸ் சார். சார் அவங்க வந்து வெளியே அவங்க நேம் வெளியே வரல சார், ஒரு ஏஜென்சி மாதிரி வச்சுக்கோங்க, அவங்க நேம் வெளியே இல்லை, பெரிய அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட் லெவல்ல, ஆனா சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா பிசினஸ் ரன் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அவங்க கிட்ட நான் எப்படி சார் கொண்டு போய் சேர்த்துக்க முடியும்?
இல்ல அது வந்து you need to know the people there. That's what is your influencing skills ன்னு சொல்றோம். As a business manager, you need to enhance your influencing skills. நீங்க இப்ப 100 பேர் கிட்ட எனக்கு இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் பண்ணணும்னா அந்த ரைட் பர்சன் யார், who is the right person, what are the approach has been done. Definitely you have got a great personality here who can influence lot. NCB sir is there. அந்த இன்ஃப்ளூயன்சிங் ஸ்கில்லை நீங்க தான் டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கணும். உங்க இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ் ஸ்கில் வச்சு நாக் பண்ணணும், வெதர் ஐ எம் நாக்கிங் த ரைட் பர்சன் ஆர் நாட் அப்படின்னு தெரியணும். முதல்ல இந்த ரைட் பர்சன். இன்ஃப்ளூயன்சிங் சில பேருக்கு மட்டும் வராது, எல்லாரும் பண்ண முடியும். we can also become an influencer provided we develop. அந்த 100 பேர் கம்பெனில இன்டர்னா டெய்லி ஒரு 1 time, 2nd time, 3rd time, 4th time. I know there was a person who was employed by me 20 years back. He sent his application. Gajini Momoda அதிகம், Gajini Momoda at least took 14 times to loot Somna இந்த கோயில்ல. But this man sent his application for 20 times. He finally got, today he is working as an operator. He had the perseverance and patience. Please have that. The perseverance and patience are very important. விடாமுயற்சி இருக்கணும் சார், பொறுமை இருக்கணும். Okay.
As a placement officer, we have been known for the perseverance quality. To get one company to college for interview to Herculean task.
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார், திரும்பி சாரி சார் இன்டரப்ட் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
To the perseverance quality, a placement officer like me and Rajendran,
ஆமாமா,
very tough job to bring one company to college for interview.
Up to you. That's what I say, the patience. See, you are talking to or HR manager, call me at 4 o'clock, you will call at 4, 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I had seen one of the medical rep in Salem itself. I have experienced it. He told me the doctor whom you visit will give an appointment night only 11 o'clock, and he will see him at 1 o'clock. And this man used to sit because he has to get business. This medical rep. That is what you people are doing. I know. Hats off to you, definitely.
Rightly, you said the influencing quality is a must for everybody. You need to know how to influence others. A very important quality.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
For the knowledge sharing session and answering all the questions. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So I take you, sir. Yeah. Anything else, sir?
So this is just a vote of thanks, sir. Vote to the comparing team.
Sure.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights on skills required for future manager like us. Once again, thank you for your great insights, sir. Thank you. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. I would like to call Mr. Sendilnathan, first MBA, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Mr. Sendilnathan.
Thank you, Sudachna. It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to thank our today's resource person, Mr.N.Lakshminarasimhan sir, General Manager and HR of Breaks India Private Limited, for his precious time to grace this program. It was really very informative session, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to thank our beloved principal, sir, Dr. P.S.S. Srinivasan, sir, for giving permission to organize this kind of program. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to welcome our Vice Principal, sir, Dr. K. Visagavel, sir, for his guidance for this program. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to thank Dr. P. Suresh Kumar, sir, mentor and director of R&D, for his constant support for this program. Thank you, sir. Next, we also thank our director, sir, Dr. A. Stephen, sir, for his solid support and timely monitoring in every day as we grow. Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to thank our placement director, Dr. P. Rajendran, sir, for your guidance. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank Mr. N.C. Balachandra, sir, Senior Consultant, Placement for Knowledge Institute of Technology, for his support. Thank you, sir. And now, heartfelt thanks goes to all the department heads and all the faculty members and supporting staffs for making this program a successful one. Thank you all. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all my fellow students for showing their interest in this program for the great successful one. Once again, thank you all for your attention. Over to you, Sudachna.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sir,
Mr.
thanks, sir. Thank you. I'll take leave, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Dr.
Thank you,
Vishal.
sir. Thank you, sir.
I must say thank you, sir. You have come all the way, despite your busy work.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Welcome. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Bye, sir.
So can we end the session, sir?
Yes.